So the podcast is really taking off.
Oh yeah, the one about your brand.
Well, it's about how my content works for my brand.
Right, so like in a marketing sense.
Yeah, well, I mean, your content is always going to market your brand.
Oh yeah.
But it's how your podcast can market for your content.
I really like that. That's really clever.
I am really clever, aren't I?
Yeah.
I mean, content's content, but if it doesn't live up to your brand,
Well, then there's no marketing.
Exactly. See, that's what people just don't understand.
Taking your podcast to the next level, though, that's the real marketing.
Oh yeah, I mean, I have brands beating down my door to get me to market
Well, that's
for
because
them.
you understand content, but not just as content, but also as a brand.
Of course, and that's what I'm trying to convey on the podcast.
I think it'll shine through.
It's just quite difficult. I mean, sometimes I just feel like I'm the only one pushing things in this city.
I know the feeling.
I mean, here you have a podcast centered around content in a marketing sense from a brand, and nobody seems interested in it.
They will, though. They will. If you grow the food, the people will eat.
I really like that. That's really clever.
I am really clever, aren't I?
Yes.
Of course, any conversation about content, it has to be a conversation about marketing too.
Carpe diem.
And if your podcast isn't following what marketing is,
And isn't,
then what are you going to do about your brand?
I think our brains are just wired differently.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, my girlfriend said when she left me yesterday, she called me a narcissist.
Narcissist? What's that, like a brand creator?
No, I think it's something to do with drugs.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
I haven't done drugs since I bought that 400 bag of green when I was 16.
Oh, that was so litty.
It lasted a whole hour. We were so wiped, man.
Oh yeah, totally.
Lad. You know, I think I might start up an entirely new podcast.
That's really clever. What about?
Well, how about this? How about a podcast about podcasts?
That's really clever.
I'll speak about how you can market your podcast to the people who follow your brand, but also people who have their own brand too.
And their own content.
And then bridge the gap between content and your brand.
By way of podcast.
Exactly.
I really like that. That's really clever.
I am really clever.
So your girlfriend left you then?
Oh yeah, good riddance. She didn't understand a thing about content.
Good riddance is right.
Well, I tried to explain it to her every night before bed, but she would have none of it.
I guess some people are just built differently.
You should talk about that on your podcast.
Oh, no, I definitely will. Ex-girlfriends and their impact on the brand, I can call it.
I really like that. That's really clever.
I am really clever, aren't I?
Yes.
Oh look, there's Sweet Corn Sean. His content's brilliant.
Oh yeah, the culture that eats flagstones, he's brilliant.
I'll definitely have to get him on my podcast.
Not if I get him on my podcast first.
He could market anything.
Well, that's because he understands his own brand.
By way of content.
Yeah, exactly. I think we're just built different.
Leave him alone. That's Northern Ireland's best content creator.
I think you'd be great on our podcast.